For the first time, we're going to the Nazareth Speedway here in Nazareth, Pennsylvania for the AMP Energy 250 and the final chance for these drivers to get themselves into the Target Series Season number 5 chase. On the pole for today's race, the 89th John West, 2's outside is the 9th Jonathan Rains, then 3rd you have TJ Hanley, 4th is Jim Gammett, rounding out the top 5 you have Max Anderson, then 6th is Michael Sanders, 7th is Justin Zidell, 8th Christian Parker, then John Gammett in 9th, and Joe Jefferson rounds up the top 10. For the rest of you, got Jonathan Beeford and Code Luigi second in points, needing to get to that points lead or win to get into the chase. They have Patrick Smith and Levi Schoen, along with Roland Emmerich, and then you have Adam McDowell. Then points there Jennifer Beeford and Eli Bright. Then there's Gatlin Downey and Jose Fernandez, Roland Cook and Tim Randolph, Jake Galloway and Marco Chapez. Then there's Wyatt Walker and Colton Yo, Alexander Rowe and Steve Morgan, Jason Larker and Alex Stewart. They have James Grogan and Hunter Powers. Jeff Bright would need a win here today to back up his Season 4 championship, and they have Steve Larker. Then Lord Lyle subbing for Marcus Sachi after Sachi got injured in his hard tumble at Kentucky, and Michael Ferris to our outside. They have Justin Heath and Jay Jefferson, Juan Garcia and Joe Sandrovich, who was up there in the points as well. And then rounding out the field 5 row, Luke Gray in the 70 and Isaac Nichols in the 7. That's your 42 car starting lap here at Nazareth. Let's go on track stand, get the command.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, take a nice big deep breath so you get your seatbelt tugged. Double check your steering wheel. Sit back, relax, get a nice pace, nice rhythm, and let's go out there and have a good day, all right, bud?
This 42 car field rolls off the starting grid here at Nazareth for the first time in the Target Series, and the pace car is in. 38 laps. Who makes the chase? Who doesn't? Into the restart zone for John West. We're racing at Nazareth. Green flag is in the air. West with a pretty good jump gets Jonathan Rains down the second position. Jim Gammett gets the third. TJ Hanley did not have a good start in the inside lane. He'll fall back to fourth. It's for the race already. Down the backstretch. This the trouble corner off of turn 2 and down the backstretch. They sort out so far in lap 1. Into turn 3. Rains looks to the inside West. They come off turn number 4. Jonathan Rains trying to lead lap 1 over John West. Side by side from the pole. West leads lap 1 by about a nose. We've also seen cars get up high through that little turn before turn 1 and get up into the wall. Jim Gammett grabs the second position and wins. John West is back to third. TJ Hanley sells into the fourth position, trying to get there and balance out the top 3. Looked like Luke Gray in the 70 was sideways back there, was able to hold on to it. Front few get clear and pull away. Code Luigi is up to the 7th position, it looks like, in the 32 car. Yes, he is 7th. Where's Jennifer Beeford at? The 62 right now, trying to battle her way into the top 10 and try and keep the 32 from getting that points lead. West and Hanley get up high. Here comes Max Anderson in the 04 for third. For the race lead, Jim Gammett in the 31 is side by side with the Rains down the back. Into turn 3. Gambit with a run, slides up and gets into the 9 a little bit, use him up. And Jim Gambit will grab the race lead through 3 and 4 and leads the lap. Yeah, the Gambits were visibly upset after the Kentucky race, as they did not have great results, and they had said that they felt like they were just R&D for the 32 car. Carl Luigi is second in points. Those comments did not go over well at H. Scott Motorsports before this race, and right now Jim Gammett up front lead. Here comes Jonathan Rains back to the inside, and Max Anderson in the 3rd position, just looking at this battle in front of him. Rains side by side with Gambit. Code Luigi's gone up inside the top 5 as Rains completes the pass on Jim Gambit. Here comes Max Anderson though in the 04. He's trying to challenge now down the back. Come off of 2. And Code Luigi right now settled up into the 5th position. He wants more though. He wants to get up there and lead a lap, get 5 points in the hopes that Jennifer Buford does not get that done. Here comes Code for that 4th position. As for a second, Jim Gambit gets by Jonathan Rains. He's trying to at least. Rains goes up the track along with Zidell. Hanley now McDowell, Joe Jefferson. There's Jennifer Buford. She's falling back now. She got put up high. She was 9th. Falls back to 10th, possibly even more. She's way up against the wall. Into Levi Schoen. They get sideways. They save it. But that could have been a big crash. That could have taken Buford out of the points lead. Now you may think, if you're Jennifer, why risk wrecking and something like that? Well, she wants to keep that points because it's 15 points. If you're the points leader at the end of the regular season, it's 4 seconds and not of cars. Luigi got up to it, but now he's 3 wide on the top side as Hanley and McDowell take it 3 wide to the bottom lane, and now Code is going to fall back. And Max Anderson has gotten away. He's loving what he's seeing in his mirror as there's three teammates lined up. Code Luigi, Jim Gammett, and Joe Jefferson. They're not lined up for long, though, as Luigi stays up high, handling the 44 up there as well. As here comes Jefferson. His one chance to get into the chase would be a win here today. Looks like he has pretty good cars up now into the 7th position and now up to 6th as TJ Hanley moves up the track and lets those guys go by 3 wide. Battle right there as two teammates battle, and McDowell and Justin Zeidel. Oh, contact! Zeidel taken up the track by his teammate, and Reigns also get by. So Zeidel back to 4th with one little rubbing incident. And especially, we've not had a caution yet. From what we've seen, those drivers come off turn number 2. Gets pretty tight over there, especially with some of these guys driving it hard through the corners. So, surprisingly, we haven't seen a caution, but we might, as we almost saw 3 wide incidents go bad as they came off of turn number 2. And Max Anderson does not want a yellow flag. He's so far out in front they cannot run him down as they're bound for a second. They keep rotating and slowing them down. And right now at the front, 7 cars have pulled away. The 8th and 9th place is up for grabs. TJ Hanley and Levi Shones. And right now in the 11th position, there's Jennifer Buford, your points leader as of now. Colucci's obviously going to want to get out of that 7th position, move up some spots for 8th. Levi Shones and TJ Hanley battle side by side. Shones has the preferred inside lane. Oh, he gets into Hanley a little bit there, driving hard, as Colucci going to go by Jim Gammett and McDowell to move himself into the top 5 right here. So up to 5th for the 32, and Jefferson's teammate right in front of him, he's up to 4th. Zeidel is 3rd, Reigns 2nd, and Anderson has pulled away from this huge battle behind him. But still, caution could change it. He could definitely fall back to the clutch to those guys easily. It's 4th, 3rd, Joe Jefferson as he moves inside Zeidel. Once again, takes that 6 up the track. He'll grab 3rd away as he clears and pulls away. Now it's the battle for 4th as Colucci's inside Justin Zeidel and McDowell, Zeidel's teammates right there. He might make it 3 wide. Jones with a great corner right there and really gained on these front 7. Still for 4th. Luigi trying to get by Zeidel, and he will. And Jennifer Buford's still marching her way up here. She knows that Colucci's running well up in the 4th position. She knows she has to get up here as well, and she's doing just that. Inside the top 10 now for the 62. She's going to try and gain some spots here from these guys. Getting stuck up top. 2 teammates right now stuck up top is Hanley. Still falling back in the 44. He's up inside the top 5, started 3rd. Now he's falling back outside the top 10 to 11th position, possibly even 12th, as Patrick Smith is hunting him down the 09. McDowell still up the track in the 16. Shones up the track from the 6. McDowell loses spot to Jim Gammett. So right now, 3rd, 4th, 5th are H. Scott Motorsports cars. How about that? And they've brought their stuff today. Their only other one is the 38 of John Gammett. He's still back in the 34th position, so he's lost a ton of ground. And then you can't forget about some of these drivers that have wins. They're trying to stay in the top 30 in points. Some drivers with 1 win, they're trying to stay above. 3 wide right here. Contact with Ferris and Nichols. They're able to save their cars, but that could have been a big crash. We've seen so many of these drivers that are going to need good results here to get into the chase. And some of these drivers that need wins, Jeff Bright, he can't defend his championship unless he gets a win, so he needs one badly. Hanley and Shones battle side by side. Parker, McDowell, and oh, Gambit sideways underneath teammate Joe Jefferson. They're able to save it, keep it under control. And Jim is going to take the 4th position away from his teammate as Joe Jefferson falls outside the top 5. He's back to 6th as Jennifer Buford has marched her way up to the 5th position. Oh, crash, backstretch! John Buford has gone around. They're stacking them up on the backstretch. Cars pile in. The 41 Yepes up off the ground. And the yellow flag is up for the big one on the backstretch that has clogged the racetrack. So the 89, the 28 goes sideways. The 05 sitting in the middle of the track. Not what Max Anderson wanted because he was out in front of pulling away. And now his lead is gone. Anderson leads us back. Jonathan Reigns 2nd. Colucci 3rd. Jennifer Buford up to 4th. So how about 1st and 2nd in points? Colucci look like he might need to win the race now to get in. Once again, still a ton of racing left, over half the race left. So let's check out how this was caused. The big one on the backstretch. Powers is done. There's the 52 with damage. Michael Stanners. John West, one of the first go around your pole sitter involved. Look at the damage to that A9. Let's see how this happened. Running in the 15th position, John Beefer in the 28 up the track, and John West in the A9 hard on the gas and just gets up into him and spins that 28 around. They get Juan Garcia as well. They go down hard into the inside guardrail, and then they shoot back up the track, and this is where Steve Morgan and some others get into it. There's the 99. Colton Yale gets them away. I think Jeff Brent, the 5, does a great job there. And then Hunter Powers piles in, and it's just on from there. The A7, the 11, the 22, the 20, their chase chances are possibly done. Yepes up off the ground. Ferris in the 18 got damaged. His chase chances are done. Eli Brent in the 88. There's the 52 Gatling Downey, the 33 Steve Larker. 70 of Luke Rainey, Michael Sayers in the 60, the 4 of Jason Larker. So many great race cars taken out. And just nowhere for them to go. Cars just start coming up, and it's just clogged. Nowhere for any of these drivers to go. Laura Delano subbing for Marcus Sachi was involved with some pretty heavy rear end damage. She gets away, or she's trying to. His car's trying to get down pit road and whatnot. It's just a big mess back here. Let's go on board some drivers. Josan Jarvis on the 20. Had to win or get to the points lead, but that car pretty much well torn up. His chase chances are possibly done here today. Oh, yeah, hard. And that's probably going to take his race away. If not, he's just going to be at the limping around. Jose Fernandez was in front of him. Gets pile driven from behind. And I see him there, Jake Allen 11's trying to make the chase. That's not going to be good for him. So he's just out, I believe. Eli Brent, the 88, has damage. 2-time winner of the season. Oh, yeah. Just a big log jam right there. And one more, Jeff Brent, the 5, we're talking about he needs to win here today, but he's able to escape this crash, get away, and gain some positions from it. Let's go on board with him. Colton Yo, the 2 in front of him, does the same exact thing. Yo steps on the gas, the 5, Jeff Bright steps on the gas, hits the brakes right there, and lets it roll and gets away. Great job there by Jeff Bright to avoid, along with James McCurrigan behind him. Those two pretty much the last ones to get away. Max Aaronson have been dominating up into this point, but now that race lead has been shattered. He's going to have to deal with the restart with the 9 Jonathan Rains, the 32 Colucci hot in his tail. Down the backstretch, take the green flag at halfway, so it'll be 19 laps to go. From that crash, Steve Larker, Hunter Powers, Juan Garcia, Tim Randolph, Gatlin Downey, Steve Morgan, Marco Chapez, Josan George, his chase chances are done, John West, and Roland Emmerich. Luke Rainey and Michael Ferris both a lap down, 30 cars left on the lead lap. Out front, Max Aaronson in the 04 is dominating, but he has to hold off on this restart. Jonathan Rains in the 9 is second. Cole Luigi is third, trying to get to the points there to win. Jeff Beaver has the points lead, trying to keep it in fourth, and Jim Gambit is fifth. Restart, lap 20. Aaronson, another great restart to get away, but here comes Rains in the 9, driving it hard. Cole Luigi in the 32 behind them. Rains has to check up a little bit down the backstretch. He cannot get beside that 04, but is making his presence known. Right in the tire tracks of the L4 as they hit turn 3. Luigi looking to the inside. They might make it 3 wide. A little close right there. As Rains gets to the inside of these 3 yellow cars. Battling hard at the front. The 04, the 9, the 32. And how about the 62? Another yellow car. Up into the fray. Aaronson gets away on the top side. And now for third. Jeff Beeford underneath Cole Luigi. Luigi trying to get the run off the top though. And Jeffrey Beeford, your points there, gets by the 32 Cole Luigi. And now the 32 has fallen back to 5th, and with the points leader in 3rd, Luigi might have to win this race, unless the 62 has some sort of issue. They're 3 wide here. Justin Zidell, Patrick Smith, and Christian Parker beating and banging for what looks to be the 7th position. Zidell trying to get by. 44 Hanley rotates the bottom so well, he's trying to close in. As for the race, he once again reigns to the back of that 04. Looking to the inside 3, drives north the track, and Jonathan Rains out front now at Nazareth. And now it's the battle for second. Jeff Beaver gets beside the 04 Max Aaronson, trying to distance herself from the 32 Cole Luigi's. Right now, settled back in the 5th position. And Aaronson dominated the first half. Now he's falling back on the outside lane, trying to get down line in the 4th position. As Jim Gambit moves around the 31. Cole Luigi, Joe Jefferson. They know their chase chances are on the line right here, right now. They have to make a run at all costs. Their seasons rest on this. Luigi for 4th. Jefferson going to try and follow suit to 5th. 3 wide back there. It looks like it might be Wyatt Walker and some others. Luigi grabs 4th, but Aaronson right back on his tail trying to grab it back. Jim Gambit trying to get to 2nd. Might help his teammate right here if he can get by. If he can just stay side by side with that 62. Whoa! Almost wrecked Buford. Jefford let off, and now once again, Luigi going backwards. Fall back to 5th as Max Aaronson gets back to 4th. Joe Jefferson trying to grab the 5th position now. Like they're still battling hard. Cole Luigi up the track. He'll fall back to 6th. As Joe Jefferson trying to look for 4th. Jefferson knows he needs to win. Cole Luigi knows he might have to win now. As Jeffrey Beeford's running in 3rd. Unless something crazy happens to that 62, the chase might be set up in terms of points lead. Joe Jefferson right on the back of the L4, trying to grab the 4th position win. The 32's falling back here. Ever since the restart, that 32 has not looked right. Falling back now into the clutches of Christian Parker and Alexander Rowe. Wyatt Walker and Patrick Smith battling for the 9th and 10th position. Jay Jefferson just outside the top 10 and 11th. Colton Yo is 12th after missing that crash. And here comes Jeff Bryan, the 5, trying to gain positions. He's up inside the top 15 now. He's up to the 15th position, but he's going to need maybe a caution to get caught back up. So Joe Jefferson's gotten to 4th. He has his sights on the 6-2, but he, likewise, with the 5, he's going to need a caution to catch up to that 9 because Jonathan Reigns has pulled away from the 31 Jim Gambit. Beck Darrenson up the track. That's for 5th, with Colucci in the 32 moving to the inside. For 3rd, Joe Jefferson moving underneath Jeff Buford, trying to follow his teammate Jim Gambit up to the front. Jefferson up to 3rd, with now 11 laps of racing to go at Nazareth. A caution would really help this 30, even the 32 out. Colucci is right now in 5th, but definitely not going to make the chase if Jeff Buford finishes in front and 4th. Colucci needs a caution or needs that 6-2 to somehow fumble here. Side by side with Joe Jefferson. Now Buford's going to grab the 3rd position back. What great racing this is, right behind the front 2. And now for 4th, Colucci right on the 30. Looking to the inside. Those 2 are teammates. 10 laps to go at Nazareth. Getting down to the crunch time. Joe Jefferson keeps 4th spin out, but Colucci fighting back. Looking down the backstretch. Knowing his chase chances are on the line. Jonathan Reigns, meanwhile, is up front, controlling this race and leading. Jim Gambit is 2nd. Jeff Buford closing on that 2nd position. Right now in the 3rd position, as Colucci trying to take 4th from teammate Joe Jefferson, who might fall back to 5th right here. Still side by side with 9 to go. Buford on Jim Gambit for 2nd, down the backstretch. She has one fast car here today. She's showing it. She'll grab the 2nd position away. Trying to at least Jim Gambit, keeping it tough out there, but Jennifer Buford grabs 2nd and has 8 laps trying to run down and get another victory this season. 8 to go at Nazareth. Looks like she has a pretty fast car right now, but can she run down that 9 in 8 laps? Does a caution come out, set up a late race restart? So the field pretty spread out among the front few. Get back to about 7th, 8th. That's where they're starting to wad them up in big packs. Colucci trying to run down these front 3 and just have some sort of shot with now 7 to go. And Jennifer Buford trying to get to that lead and get a win, because that'd be 5 bonus points for a win. She'll get what? 3rd win of the season, 15 points. That could be 30 points right there to start off with the chase. Down the backstretch, she's definitely closing on Reigns. She's definitely a lot faster. Back there, some cars sideways. We're coming to see 6 to go. Still green lights. 6 laps left here at Nazareth. And she is closing right up onto the back of that 9 of Jonathan Reigns. If they get side by side, watch out for Jim Gambit to try and take advantage and get up there. They do have a slower car ahead. The 38 John Gambit has a ton of damage. Now, I would hope this wouldn't happen, but that 38 is teammate to the 32 and the 30, who both need to get up here and get into the chase. So, does he try and hold up the 6-2 and the 9? Let's hope that doesn't happen here. 5 to go. If the yellow comes out, the race is over. Reigns out front, Jeffrey Buford 2nd. Right now, Buford would keep the points after today. Move on to the chase. Colucci, Joe Jefferson would be out. They're right now 4th and 5th, trying to run down these front 3. Down the backstretch, they come to see 4 to go this time. They have caught John Gambit in turn 3. Gambit pulls up high, out of the way of the 9 Jonathan Reigns. Buford has to lift a little bit there, lose some ground, but gets out of the way. Now 4 to go. Unless something happens to the 62, I don't believe the 32 can get to that point, so I don't think the 30 can get up here and win the race. Jim Gambit he's keeping 30, he's trying to get around the 38 of John Gambit. Come to see 3 laps to go now. The pack very spread out. And Buford to the back of that 9 of Jonathan Reigns. 3 to go this time. Colucci's been held up actually by his teammate John Gambit. The other teammate Joe Jefferson might take advantage, get to the bottom. It's a gaggle of H. Scott Motorsports cars. And the 32 Colucci falls to 5th. Yeah, that really cost them time. Now the front 3 just gotten away. As for the race lead, Jennifer Buford trying to get by Jonathan Reigns into turn 3. Takes it out the track, and Jennifer Buford out front now at Nazareth with 2 laps of racing to go. But as the lap car of Luke Rainey had 2 laps left at Nazareth. As long as she doesn't crash, she'll keep the points lead. Can she make it around? 2 laps with the race win. Come see the white flag this time. Reigns is hot in the gas, trying to close back in. They do have the 70 ahead that might play a factor. Coming to the white flag, the battle for fourth. Buford gets in the ring. He sends the 70 up the track. Allows Reigns to get by. Coming to the white flag. One more time around Nazareth for Jeffrey Buford to get her third win of the season and keep the points at the end of the regular season. Can Reigns get by through one? Stays a little bit lower, trying to get that run off the corner as they come down the backstretch. Not close enough to make a move in turn 3. Can he drive it into the corner? Final time in turn 3. She came into today trying to keep the points lead. She'll leave with the points lead and a win. Jeffrey for more chase points first. She wins at Nazareth. Reigns, Gambit, Luigi, and Smith round out the top 5. And Jennifer Buford knew the test she was up to keep the points lead over Code Luigi, and she gets it done here today as she wins the AMP Energy 250. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the AMP Energy 250 at Nazareth. There were 2 caution flags for 4 laps, and 5 lead changes among 5 different drivers as Jennifer Buford gets up front at the end to win the AMP Energy 250. Second, Jonathan Reigns led 15 laps, a pretty dominating race for him. Jim Gambit ends up 3rd. Code Luigi needed to get to the points, but he ends up 4th. Rounding out the top 5, Patrick Smith in the 09. Then 6th, there was the 30 of Joe Jefferson. Alexander Rowe in 7th. 8th was Christian Parker. Wyatt Walker in 9th. And Justin Zidell rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. Dominant car of the day, Max Anderson led pretty much the first 17 laps. He led a lot of the first 17 laps and finishes 13th after falling back on the restart. There's your top 20. There's your 21st to 40th. 28 cars finish on the lead lap with 32 ending up finishing the race running. Pole sitter John West led the first lap and ends up falling to 34th after being involved in the crash. There's the rest of the field. Now let's go look at the points standings, see the 12 drivers that made the chase. Well, here are the points, and here are the 12 drivers that made the chase. Jeffrey for their 3rd win of the season, keeps the points lead and gets 15 points for being the points leader, along with 15 points for the wins. That's 30 chase points overall. Code Luigi in 2nd, he misses because he did not have a win. Jose Fernandez in 3rd misses, he didn't have a win. Eli Bright makes it with 2 wins, he's 4th. Sam George misses it without a win, he's 5th. Jefferson also didn't have a win. In 6th, he misses. Justin Heath makes it in 7th. Reigns does not make it in 8th. This win would have been big for him to make it. Christian Parker 9th does not make it. And Levi Schultz in 10th makes it. There's your top 20. Your 12 chase drivers: Jennifer Buford, Eli Bright, Justin Heath, Alexander Rowe, Adam McDowell. We look down here to get the 2 winners first. And Isaac Nichols. That's right now 6 of the 12. The 7, the others: 7th, Levi Schultz, 8th, Michael Sanders, James Kurgan 9th, Jonathan Buford 10th, Roland Cook 11th, and Gatlin Downey makes it in the 12th position. Other drivers with wins that did not make it: Justin Zidell, Jim Gambit, and Jake Galloway, Wyatt Walker, along with Tim Randolph, along with Luke Rainey down here as well, below 40th there he's in 41st, Hunter Powers 42nd. So we know our 12 chase drivers: Jennifer Buford, Eli Bright, Justin Heath, Levi Schultz, Michael Sanders, James Kurgan, Jonathan Buford, Alexander Rowe, Roland Cook, Adam McDowell, Gatlin Downey, and Isaac Nichols. Those are the 12 drivers that we fight for a championship. Of course, with all the extra chase points that drivers are going to get, like Jennifer Buford's going to have 30, Eli Bright's going to have 10 among, and then plus the others they got for being top 10 points, and with Justin Heath and Levi Schultz, it's all going to depend on where these drivers are in terms of what they're going to get in terms of points. So the first chase race will be at Phoenix for the Subway 300. See you guys then.